You can't Neva?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
All right, we're back. Took a week off. Cheers. Thank you for the coffee. Much appreciated.
It sucks that we won't get new Beastie Boys music though.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And they won't release any old stuff. I know that much.
They're not going to release any old stuff?
Like, not, like, released, but they have tons of songs that weren't, like, redone. Or that, you know...
Haven't been mastered
stuff in the
whatever.
vault and stuff like that. And I know that they're not going to they're not going to be releasing them. And I think they're pretty much like, it's done, it's done.
I think that's a bad idea because that's not... It's like... That's the legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's...
Yeah, but, I mean, it's the same thing with Prince. Prince has a giant vault of music. Like, he has full-blown albums and music videos that will never get released. Cause that's his wishes.
Because whoever... Cause they still... I don't think they've figured out who gets to inherit his...
No, they're having a fight right now on the
yeah,
inheritance.
But whoever wins that, I guarantee they're going to put that music out once it gets settled.
Who knows? I know that they're having a battle for the estate itself. But as far as, like, the music itself, I don't think so.
What does that tell you? Have a will.
Always have a will. I need to get a will. Not that I have anything to give away to people. Yeah, it was funny. I was thinking about that the other day, too, about, like, the Beastie Boys. You see Rage Against the Machine announced a tour. That I'm going to. I'm going to go up to
They
DC.
announced 40 dates.
40, yeah.
I wonder what the closest thing to South Florida is.
I think it's Tampa. Tampa or Orlando, I think.
I would drive to see them.
I'm actually getting tickets to go to DC to see Rammstein. I've always wanted to see them live, so I figured, like, I'll do this when I go out there.
You want to singe your eyebrows off?
Yeah, I told you that they have a whole, like, fire pit section, right?
No.
So if you look at the tickets, like the general seating or whatever, so obviously it's in a stadium. You have the seats on the outside on the rings, and then there's the general standing area on the field. But then, like, the first 100 feet or whatever it is, like 25 yards of the field, is called the fire zone. So you can't be there because, like, there's just fire shooting out. So you probably would be right on saying that you get singed. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to that one. I'm going to go see Metallica. I think that's in May.
At Rockville?
Uh-huh. And then...
Slipknot just released...
I want to go.
The Knot Fest.
I want to go to that.
Or not... Was it Knot Fest?
I don't know.
Something like that. It's called Not Something.
Yeah. No, I want to see them live.
I would see Slipknot.
Yeah, I don't want to go see them live. And then Motley Crue and Poison and all them are coming. I want to see that.
Well,
Poison does a good show, man.
I know. I've seen Poison multiple times. I've never
them.
seen Motley Crue. I don't know if I want to see them now.
Like when they're 80?
I think and someone said that part of the deal of them touring again was Vince had to lose weight.
I don't know.
I have no idea if that's true or not.
I mean, all you would do is probably a ton of cocaine.
He was fat the last time he was on
stage. He was fat when he did his sex tape. He was already fat.
No, he was fat.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my God.
Like, yeah. Man, can you imagine? Like, you're going from, like, sex symbol in the 80s to, like, someone get that diabetic guy a cola.
Somebody's still going to bang him.
Oh, I'm sure. You know who gets laid a lot?
Anybody in TV?
Right.
Music?
Okay, keep going. Take a wild guess. Someone from, like, TV shows in, like, the 90s. I guess 80s, maybe.
Dustin
90s.
Diamond?
No. Close, though.
Dave Coulier?
No, Belding. Principal Belding.
What?
Principal Belding. Like, I read an article.
He closes ass?
He closes the deals. Like, he goes out there and is just there just slinging it at him. Like,
well, I'm sure there's plenty of girls out there that would be like, I'll do Belding.
Well, no, that was the thing. Like, I was reading the article. He's saying, like, all it is just, like, all these random girls that come up to him saying, like, when they were growing up, they had, like, a crush on Principal Belding, and they would just, like, that's their thing. That's the one thing off the bucket list they want to get off.
You know, Carrie Fisher did that to a few guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she banged a few Star Wars geeks.
Yeah, but I'm sure. But she also probably did it for drug money, too.
Maybe. I don't know.
She had a big drug problem.
Yeah, but I think she still had money.
Yeah.
I think she just did it to
No, I think she went broke.
I don't know.
Pretty sure. That's like when she had the drug problem. Then she wrote the book. She came back. All kinds of stuff. You gonna go watch that Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
No.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Like, the only way I could ever see that being entertaining is if you got on mushrooms.
I mean,
or some kind of psychedelic and watch it, because the first little story, I've done acid twice in my life, both when I was like 20,
right?
And the first time I did it, I dropped at 2 a.m.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
But my friend had a Sega Genesis, and guess what game I happened to play?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. It was
amazing.
It was amazing because I remember that I was paying more attention to that was going on behind him than actually playing the game. But but at the same time, I was killing it.
Yeah. You were just in the zone.
I was just in the zone, and I was like, holy crap, I'm getting all these gold
Well, that
rings.
game was made to go fast. So you could just sit there and just hold down the buttons and you'd be fine for the most part. Until you hit the water level, then you're screwed.
I wonder how Crash Bandicoot would have been.
Probably bad.
I don't know. That was a cool game, though.
Yeah, that was
because it would change angles. You were like sideways, and then you were
it'd
behind them.
Yeah, that game would probably mess with you. I don't think I could play video games and
But
do
yeah,
that.
that's why I will not be going to see Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm going to. I think it'll be pretty good.
Sure, that's kind of more your like
age group.
Though.
Yeah, I feel like
I think it's about 15 years too late, but
probably no more, way more. Should have come out like in the 90s, but they didn't have the technology back then. I've been on a binge because I've been sick. So I've been sick for a week and a half now.
Coronavirus.
In all honesty, for a little while, I really, really was contemplating because remember, my parents went to China in December. So I was like, oh, wait. But then I remember, like they said, like a 14-day like window. I was like, okay, well, no, they went early December. So I'd be all right. But for a little while, I really, really was thinking that because I was 100% fine and nobody around me was sick. And the people that were sick around me was early December and like nothing's like going on here. So, man, out of nowhere, like I woke up on a Saturday morning and like, you know, when you have that pain in the back of your like throat and like your nose, I'm like, okay, thinking that maybe it was just a sinus infection hitting me. So I was just do all my normal stuff to flush it out. Sunday, same thing. And all of a sudden that Monday hit me hard. I was out. So I was down for the count Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
But to be fair, you've got the immune system of a baby bird.
Oh, worse, way worse. A baby bird would have a better like chance out in the real world than I do. Like I'm not even. If it wasn't for emergency and orange juice, like for sure. And then I was fine. Thursday, Friday, I was great. I went trained Saturday. I felt fine. Sunday started feeling like down and stuff again, and all of a sudden Monday, same thing. I was just fucking shaking, fever. I just couldn't fucking move. And today, like finally, I got antibiotics Monday night. And I'm okay, finally starting to come back. But it sucks because we got a tournament this weekend.
We do.
We got a tournament, Miami Open Saturday. And I have been consistent with my weight around the 220s, like 225. I've been from 223 to 230. Consistent. And not out of shape. Like, I've been in shape. And now, I haven't even looked, but I'm probably at 218, 215. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make weight. Because they won't let me go in super low weight.
I don't know. No, that's not true. Pahumpa does ultra heavy all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to see.
You don't have to.
I'm not Pahumpa, though. I don't get that leeway.
You can always go up in weight.
Uh-huh.
You can bump up any weight.
How bad would it be if I'm like 200 and I got to go up against like a 240 and beat
Or
him?
280.
I mean, but that's what happened to me at the Orlando one. I was 220 and the guy that I was competing at was 240.
How do you weigh 240? Did you do ultra heavy?
No, I was at super heavy and then he was higher up, but then they didn't they didn't have people in my bracket or his bracket. So they bumped him down. Instead of moving me up, they bumped him down.
At the IBJJF?
No, this was the I think it was like Grappling Industries because it wasn't the UAE-JJF one. I think it was Grappling Industries. Whatever the one there was that we did in Orlando. So they just brought him down. So I was like, okay, so I cut weight for nothing. I could have sat there and been like nice and fine, but no, I had to cut like 10 pounds in like 2 days. So whatever.
Sucks to be you.
I mean, I'm whatever. It is what it is. I'm always down for the smoke, so I'm all about it. What about you? How are you feeling?
I feel good. I had my last hard training today. Didn't do gi training. Did hard no gi training.
Yeah.
But everything else will just be moving. Making getting the body moving, keeping the
just
blood
motion.
flowing. I'll lift a little bit tomorrow. I'll swim Friday. I gotta leave. I'm actually leaving early. I'm going down there at 2 tomorrow on Friday to do the rules course.
Oh, are you?
On Friday night. Got a hotel because I didn't want to. That's from 5 to 9, and then I didn't want to have to drive all the way back and then back and forth. I was like, no.
Which hotel did you get?
The one that they're doing the rules meeting at, the Best Western.
Because I stayed. Where did I stay? I think I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
Did you feel smarter?
No, I felt scared and disappointed. That was the one where like I walked in and the tub wouldn't stop moving, like running. It just kept running and the door wouldn't close. I'd have to like full on shoulder check the door. And then the room was designed so poorly. So you walk in, there's always like a little couch. So there's a little couch area and a fridge and the TV and then a partition wall and then the bed. So if the couch is here, the bed is here, the partition wall is in between the two, that's where the TV is. So the TV is literally facing the partition wall, and I can't move it. So it's like, it's in 2 rooms, basically.
So, yeah, well, you know what? Your bed was made for sleeping. Not
Yeah,
watching
exactly.
TV.
And even then, it was horrible. It was such a bad night of sleep. But whatever, it is what it is.
I had to bump down an age group. No Master 4s showed up.
Yeah. Your guy didn't show up?
No, nobody signed up. Master 4.
What happened to your dude that you're always in the same bracket with?
Who's that?
I forget his name. The one that you always compete against. It's always like the same.
Oh,
2 guys.
Justin?
Yeah.
From Fight Sports? Mm-hmm. He's a age younger than me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Everything I do, 9 times out of 10, I have to go down an age group.
Got to beat up the young bloods.
And so there's a funny surprise in my age. Not my age group, but the age group I will be competing in on Saturday is Gabriel Gonzaga.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if I'll get to compete against him because I don't know where we'll be. There's 4 guys in the bracket.
Yeah.
So depending, I might go against him or I might not.
Well, who's he fighting out of?
Squared Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know where that is.
I've never heard that.
I think he's fighting out of Boston or Connecticut. I think he comes out of Connecticut, but
man, that'd be pretty cool to see you go up against Gabriel Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, part of me was like, man, Gabriel Gonzaga, I hope he don't head kick me.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, it's jiu-jitsu. What's the word?
Yeah.
You got to kind of adopt that Jay-Z attitude. What's the worst? You're gonna tap out. What's a big deal? Or,
yeah, exactly. For me, I think it's fun. Like,
I'm stoked. I'm stoked to compete against him. I forget the other 2 guys. One's from Fabio Rosa, and Fabio Rosa. Fabian.
Do you want me to pull out the keychain so you can read it? Fabin Rosa. And
then another guy out of Fight Sports.
Yeah.
So should be fun. I don't take these things seriously. It's like I just make sure I'm in shape so I don't beat myself. And if I win, awesome. If I don't, who cares?
I think that's the biggest thing because for me, I'm never, ever nervous about doing these things. I think a lot of people have the different issues with... I only had the adrenaline dump once, and that was at my very first tournament. And that was because I was completely by myself. I was totally by myself. And other than that, I mean, man... I don't get nervous. I love competing. And some people, it bothers them being in front of people. Other people just put that much pressure upon themselves. But we're not making any money.
No.
The most you get out of this is you get a medal. I mean, I guess some people, if like you want the points.
If I was younger, like if I was an adult, then I'd make it seriously because there's people making good money on the grappling circuit.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old, bro.
Yeah.
What? I'm not gonna become a star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's like, whatever. It's just I get to compete. That's cool.
Some people though never truly felt that this is obviously more the white belts, but they never felt that one-on-one, that feeling of like, I am going to go and fight this person. Granted, they're not hitting each other in the face, but I have to go fight someone who wants to break my arm. And feeling that, it's like when you were getting into a fight when you were in like middle school and that bully wants to pick a fight, you got to stay after school. I think that's the feeling that comes around, that people don't connect the two, but that's really what you're feeling. So you're not really scared about how you're competing. You're more scared about that one-on-one thing, that one-on-one where someone's trying to test you. Oh, we're going to have to pause. Okay. What were we saying now?
Just competing, how I think we're just talking about how it's like it's no big deal. We're not going to become stars.
Yeah, you're not going to become stars. You're not going to sit there and make $1 million.
So test yourself and have fun. You know, it's like getting to roll hard with people you don't know and don't know your game. You get to test where your game is.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying too. Is that like I think for some people it's that feeling of like knowing that you're gonna have that fight after school. And you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to like make that walk. You know, where it's like, oh shit, and everybody's watching, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's really not.
I wouldn't know because I've never been in a fight in my life. So.
Really? I've had a few. I've had quite a few. I had to change schools a few times.
I've had a few.
But it'll be interesting to see. I'm not gonna take photos this time.
Just go and be you.
Yeah, I just want to go and like hang out and have fun, and then I got a bunch of stuff planned out in the next couple of weeks, so it should be pretty cool. And see what's going on.
Yeah, I did not want to stay down there. Obviously, add that extra, but I need the rules thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too.
But you don't need it. I need it in order to become an accredited IBJJF black belt.
Do you?
Yeah, you need a rules course. Then
it's free, right?
No, $60. Then there's a background check that they do on you. It costs $450.
Shut the fuck up.
And then you have to have the CPR certification.
I mean, I get the CPR, but a background check? Why? Are you seriously paying that?
Well, I'm not. The gym's going to pay it. Because what that's
a scam. That's bullshit.
Well, what it'll allow me to do is it'll allow me to accredit Temple BJJ.
Okay, see, that's different. So you're not really getting, I guess you're just getting accredited to be able to go and enter the competitions. It's not to sit there and be like an official black belt.
You have to be like, you can't be
I didn't know
accredited. Like, you can't be a IBJJF school without having an accredited black belt.
That's such a scam. That's such a good scam.
Good on them.
Yeah, listen, whatever. If you got that money.
People make money. It's a capitalist system, baby. You gotta make that cheddar.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't pay it, but more power to you. So it should be good. Actually, I don't even know what time I'm going up. I gotta check the times. They didn't release the brackets, did they? Thursday, tomorrow.
Yeah, normally they do it on Thursday.
Yeah, so we'll see. I hope it's early. Like color belts.
I'm not even paying attention.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just like I saw that there was 2 other people when I signed up, and like fuck it, good, give me. Like I'll take them, whatever. But
Masters 2?
Masters 2, yes. Masters 2. Ultra heavy. I'm going in. I've been watching all this sumo. I'm like, give me the biggest guys you got.
Funny, today I was at Combat Club and Anthony Johnson was
yeah, he did a sumo match.
Well, he was training with he's not did one. Well, he might have did one, but he's got another one at Substars.
Yeah.
So he was training with Judo Dan.
Judo Dan?
I mean, not Judo Dan. Sumo Dan.
Sumo Dan.
So had the big diapers on and all that stuff.
Oh, man. Good thing I did not see that. I would not want to see fucking AJ in a sumo thong. I've been watching a lot of sumo lately.
He dropped 80 pounds.
Yeah, I know. I messaged him because I saw him
80 pounds.
I saw him on the video with CT Fletcher. I'm like, bro, you look like back for the World Series of Fighting matches. Like, what the fuck? But he looks good. He looks really good.
Yeah.
He looks like he's ready to take on the world all over again.
Never know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
235.
Do you think
if he's walking around at 235, that's cuttable to 205.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm wondering.
I wonder if it would be physically possible to get him back down to 185.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
He would definitely be close to death.
What he needs to do, I would actually just let him go higher. I would let him go like 240, 245. That would be like...
That'd be tough to drop down to 40 pounds to get to 205.
No. Let him fight heavyweight at 245. Imagine how fast and powerful he'd be at 245.
I mean, he was fast and powerful at 205.
Right. So imagine how much more powerful he would be. Now, because that's what makes Rumble. The dynamite
power.
In his hands.
Yeah.
Add another 10, 15 pounds.
A lot less chance of grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. That'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see. I guess the next year, so we'll find out. So let's get into this because we got some good, crazy news to go over.
Okay.
I know one thing for sure that you're not going to know about, but the rest you'll probably be up to speed on. Kaynan Duarte popped.
Yep.
For Osterine, stripped of his IBJJF World title.
Where does he train out of?
Atos. Just saying. So, and then did you see the excuse of how he said how...
Was that did you say tainted supplement?
It was a tainted supplement from somebody else's drink, I guess. I guess he would drink out of somebody else's drink and, they were having it, which I don't know, like, isn't Osterine something you
I have no idea. I've
inject?
never heard of it. I don't know what it does. It's weird. Like the whole what is it, dope? What's the page on Instagram? Dope Grappling.
Oh, Dope Grappling or BJJ Steroids.
It used
back
to be
in the day.
BJJ Steroids. Now
Yeah.
it's Dope Grappling.
Well, there were two separate accounts.
Yeah, and
Well, Dope Grappling or BJJ Steroids called it out way before it came out.
long time ago.
Yeah, and they said it, and like people were all pissed off and blah blah blah, and it got taken down. But now the truth came out, and here's the funny part: he got tested on June 2nd, 2019, and initially they had told him it was going to be a 4-year suspension. Yeah, it was going to be a 4-year suspension, and then they brought it
In the
down
prime
to,
of his career.
yeah, and they brought it down to 2, now 1. So somewhere along the line, there was a miscommunication or somebody fucked up and they posted something they weren't supposed to post. So the initial post said from 4 to 2, and then now it's saying like from 2 to 1. So what it sounds like, it was really 4. They cut it down to 2, and then he snitched on somebody else and got it down to 1.
I'm thinking. Here's my thing is it should be, if they're gonna do it, it should just be mandatory. Like, all right, if you get popped 1 year, your first time, second time you get popped, it's 2 years. 3 times you get popped, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe make it like.
But you're the one that's all about steroids. You're like, oh, they should let them all juice.
I'm fine with it, but if they're, the thing is like, they're not testing everybody.
Right. So what if they, let's say they're like, okay, you can juice, right? But if you juice, you need to let us know. So then there's always an asterisk next to your name. So let's say you and I are in the same bracket. We compete. You're juicing. I'm not. I beat you. I can say I beat someone in my bracket that was also on gear. Or you say you won, but I was on gear.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters.
I mean, it matters.
No, I don't, because jiu-jitsu comes down to a lot of skill. That's why. That's like I can understand. Here's what I can understand MMA, because it gives you power, recovery, all kinds.
I mean,
of stuff.
it gives you power and recovery in jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like you still with jiu-jitsu, you still have to out technique your opponent.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if we both have 6 matches and you can recover faster between your 6 matches than I can. I mean, that's an unfair advantage.
That's not the kind of recovery steroids gives you, though.
No, but you still
It's
your
not,
cardio.
it's not a cardio recovery. It's more of a muscular recovery. So you can train harder, longer, and then so it
gives you the shortcut a little bit on the training. So you're going to be able to get more training sessions in than I am.
But recovery as far as in the fight,
But you're going to be in better shape than me, regardless.
if I train more,
If you take it and you train more.
right?
Right.
Or it might give me.
But why not sit there and say like, okay, you know what? Like if you're going to juice, you just have to let us know so we can sit there and say, okay, he juiced. Like.
Yeah, but I would just say either it's all legal or none of it's.
But wouldn't
none
it?
of
But
is.
that's what I'm saying. Make it all legal, but you just have to let them know.
I'd say I don't know.
Because then you can sit there and say, like, okay, so you are aware that your opponents are going to sit there and be, like, juiced to the gills. You okay with it? Like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. So that way, if you lose, you knew it.
I think it's dangerous. I think that is dangerous.
Why?
Doing it that way, because then you'll get people that'll start juicing just because...
Well, I mean, they're going to start juicing regardless.
No, that's not true, because there was plenty of guys in Pride that weren't doing juice. There was a lot that were, but there's a lot that weren't.
I think everybody was.
No, it's not true.
But either way, why not sit there and just say and have that? So it's just a transparency thing.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't think of a reason why or why not. It's like,
yeah. Well, clearly it hasn't hurt the star power or the pull that Kaynan's getting, because he's already signed up for Polaris for a $20,000 purse, and he's got just all sorts of matches and everything lined up anyway. So not getting to compete in a tournament that wasn't going to pay him anyway doesn't really stop anything. I think if anything, it really just IBJJF shoots itself in the foot by sitting there and saying that.
His star power for a year.
Like, two really.
Because think about it, when you see a big name at a tournament, like when you see one of the Meows,
or everybody goes to see it. They'll stand on that mat just to see what's going on. They'll stand across the gym to look. So now he got stripped of the medal.
So who's it go to?
Leandro Lowe.
So Leandro Lowe
is technically the 2019 IBJJF World winner. How would you feel if that was you?
I would be pissed.
Like,
I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'd be like, technically yes, but no, I'm not.
You wouldn't accept it?
I wouldn't accept it.
I think,
like, you can put it down in the books,
but even
I'm not
then,
going to hang a gold medal in my gym and say, "Oh, I'm the world champion."
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm curious to how, like, Olympic athletes handle that with, like, the whole Russia thing. Like, oh, well, Russia all popped, so they got stripped. You get it now.
Yeah, but that's different. They get more money.
You
money.
Think they would get retroactively paid?
Yeah, dude. If you get a gold medal, you get $25,000. As compared to, I think it's $25,000 for a gold, $10,000 for a silver, and $5,000 for a bronze.
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, you get paid.
I'll have to check with my friend Heather, the one that actually won a medal.
We can look at.
I know that the country, like, pays you and, like, takes care of you, but, like, I don't think that
you get,
the IOC actually pays you.
No, not the IOC. Like, America pays you.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I gotta figure that out. I think that they pay you and they just take care of you. I know Russia pays out the ass if you win a gold medal. They take care of you pretty good. What are you typing up?
Other countries that offer six-figure payouts to Olympic gold medalists include Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Russia, and Brazil, where gold can earn you $25,000. China and the United States also reward medalists with money, but on a much smaller scale. China offers about $36,000 for gold, when the United States offers $25,000 for gold medals. So think about, like, people like that's makes a lot of money for guys like
curlers.
No, who's a swimmer?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps made a shit ton.
Oh, for sure.
So each of those gold medals got him $25,000.
So he got 10 that 1 year, right? 10.
Yeah, so $250,000.
$250,000 after taxes, 200.
Maybe
he made more anyway.
Maybe. More like 170.
He made more out of the sponsorships more than anything else.
Yeah. But
I wonder. I wish I could see. Sometimes I wish I could just see those contracts. I just want to look at them to see what the clauses are. They're like the winning clauses that, like, they have them. You've seen them where it's like you have to win a certain amount of tournaments or whatever. You have to win certain ones, and if you get these certain tournaments or competitions, you get this extra bonus.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just curious what, like, something like his...
An incentive-driven contract, I think, is a smart thing for
almost every athlete that's worth their salt has that in their contract stipulations. But I just wish I could read his, just so I could sit there and say, okay, so let's say you earn a gold medal in swimming, you get this much. If you earn 2, you'll get this much. So there's got to be some insane amount of money for him to have won 10 and set the record for swimming. Didn't he get busted with a transvestite hooker too, or something like that?
I don't know.
I think so.
They got busted for smoking weed.
Yeah, that's stupid. That was dumb. Let the guy smoke weed. He can do whatever he wants. He can go bang whoever he wants. But anyway, so he got stripped. Kaynan got stripped, serving a 2-year suspension, really. 1 left. So for the next year, he's not going to be competing in
So here's the question.
IBJJF.
Is it retroactive?
Yes, from June 2nd.
So
he got stripped of the title, so then he's only got 1 year
he'll be able
left.
to compete again in July.
Yeah, supposedly, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's just a fucking joke. It's a slap on the wrist for sure. It's one of those things that it's like same thing happened to Felipe Penna when he got popped. He got to spend an entire year doing seminars and charging crazy amount of money, saying he was the champ, and then they popped him like a year later, and he's like, oh.
And that's kind of like that makes sense why he looked so flat during the ADCC match against.
Why? That Felipe Penna thing was like years ago.
Yeah, but he was on a tear
because he was juicing.
Right. And then he had he won the ADCC the year before, so he had the super fight against
Galvao
at this year's ADCC
and lost,
but he looked flat, like he did not look like he.
But he was always like that. He's never been like super jacked hard. Like
no, I don't mean physically.
He's just flat, like he didn't have like pep in his step.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
Watching him compete against Gordon Ryan that year was something to see.
Yeah. No, he was on point, and I'm sure like he doesn't want any smoke from Gordon now, because he's the only one that he can sit there and say he has got a win over right now. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Up next on the news, Rafael Lovato vacates the Bellator title.
Yeah, that sucked, dude.
That sucks, man. He was diagnosed with a brain disease known as cavernoma. Basically, he's got clusters of abnormal blood vessels in his brain. He's not getting any symptoms or anything like that, but basically, they're there. If he takes shots to the head, he gets some CTE, or like the brain starts bouncing, they could pop, and that's an aneurysm, and there you go. So he retires from MMA in Bellator, undefeated at 10-0. I mean, not a bad way to go out.
Well,
beating Gegard Mousasi. It's a bad reason.
It's a bad way to go out because it's not on your terms. That always sucks.
Yeah, but he says that he's still going to compete in Jiu-Jitsu, so at least there's that. I think he'll probably have some awesome matches coming up. I think it's one of those things where he's gonna have to be super duper careful. I mean, even remember when we had Chris on here talking about having the heart attack.
Yeah.
When
the stroke.
The stroke. Sorry. So it's even then you still have to be careful with it, just because of the pressure that goes through your head, like, or through your blood vessels when you close it and then open it back up again. So we'll see. I'm curious to see what's gonna come of it.
What's good is Bellator is taking care of their fighters and making sure they get CAT scans and stuff like that and all that good stuff.
Well, he was supposed to get it, and then he pushed it back. So then that's when they found out. He kept on pushing the fight back and stuff. I forget how the whole story goes. But listen, man, if you're going to take punches to the dome, you got to get a CTE. Which brings us to the next thing as far as what the potential of brain damage. BJ Penn. Did you see what happened?
No.
BJ Penn is under investigation for a car crash and a DUI accident the other day. I have the news up here. Where is it? He was driving his car or his truck late at night. People were calling the cops saying that there was a truck swerving. He crashed in front of a shopping mall. Flipped. They say that the truck flipped over, but none of the news says that it actually flipped over or not. I'll tell you right now. I'll read it. Hawaii police are investigating UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn for driving under the influence on February 7th. The accident occurred around 7:39 p.m. on a highway in Penn's native Hilo. Hopefully that's not too loud. But police received multiple calls of black Toyota Tacoma truck that was speeding and losing control and flipped onto... Come on, let's go. Oh, did I not get it on the way? There we go. I had it freaking... Where is it? Flipped, losing control, shopping mall. Police found Penn in a truck and took him to the hospital for immediate care that was paramount for his safety. Big Island now initially reported Penn's accident and cited police who said Penn initially wasn't given a blood alcohol test because of current laws involving accidents. But the report also cited a Hawaii police captain who confirmed the fighter was given a blood test at the hospital where he was taken, and the result of that blood test triggered a DUI investigation. So he did get knocked out in the car crash. They took him to the hospital, gave him the blood test, the breathalyzer test, I guess the blood test there, and he popped up for alcohol. So now his family rep, Gary Levitt, acknowledged Penn was in an accident and said the fighter was knocked out upon impact, but he said he had no knowledge of any active investigation and couldn't dispute reports because he and the fighter hadn't been contacted about one. So the reports say there is one. The family is saying we don't know because no one's told us that there is one, which... I mean, you could sit there and say it, but pretty much if you're in an accident, they're going to automatically check to see that if you were high or drunk or something. No one has the facts yet, and from the facts we have looked at, the truck never flipped. There was no extensive damage on it, and on it that they say there was, and BJ was in fact knocked out because of the front airbag deployed. He was taken to the hospital, and then a short time later he was taken for scans because he was knocked out, and he was going in and out.
BJ's in trouble.
He needs help. Someone needs to seriously pay attention to him and get him some help.
He might have severe CTE.
Yeah, you do it. I'm gonna close the door.
Yeah. If he's drinking that heavily, it may actually be he may be trying to self-medicate, which would suck, I don't know what's going on there, but think about how many times he's been knocked out, and now think about and
that's the ones just that you've seen on TV.
And now think about that recent street fight he had.
See, but it's not just the knockouts. It's the knockouts and the amount of punches you took to the dome and the bloodbaths and wars that he was in, and he took the damage over and over again because he knew he had a chin. He's like, I'll just take the shot and walk through.
And the thing is BJ, there's no doubt that he is
a tough motherfucker.
He's a warrior through and through.
But sometimes you're too tough for your own. Yeah, but sometimes you're too tough for your own good.
Right, and now he's paying the price for that savagery.
I mean, man, it's... Who knows? Again, we're just speculating because none of the details came out, but the fact that he keeps on popping up in the news over and over again...
For party stuff.
It's for sure he's gonna have a drinking problem, and it's just one of those things where someone needs to say, to him, sit him down and say, this is what you're doing. You're going to get yourself killed, or you're going to kill somebody else, and you're going to do something stupid that you're going to regret. Man, who knows? But it's something that someone really does need to grab a hold of him and nail him to a chair and sit there and say, get your shit together. Pay attention. How can we help you? Let us help you.
Well, he doesn't know. He probably doesn't know he needs help.
I think it's one of those things where he's just, man, let's say it is the CTE. We both think that it really is. In his mind, who knows the kind of tornado of emotions and confused thoughts and anger and stuff that's coming up in his head, the confusion. I mean, you've seen someone that might have dementia and they get angry over.
Think about, we were talking about it the other day. I can't remember where, but I was talking about Chris Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
And how he basically went from normal, well, not normal, when he worked, he was one of the best performers on the planet.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he goes home, murders his family, and kills himself. WWE wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
The problem is, I don't think it's fair because he wasn't a monster. This wasn't premeditated. And after the autopsy, they looked at his head. They said it was like looking at the brain of an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah. Not to mention, who knows the kind of depression he might have gotten with, like hit with from like the steroids and stuff like that, like just the rage going up and down.
That had no.
No, but I mean, if you're sitting there and your hormone levels are gone up and down, especially if you're dealing with that kind of CTE and brain issues.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the. You don't. That's not. It's less. That's not really like that whole roid rage. It doesn't. That's a fallacy. Like what steroids will do?
It's not the roid rage. It's the imbalance of like the chemicals in your body that'll throw you off.
Maybe because what it really does is it just sometimes it doesn't do it all the time, but sometimes it can enhance your natural mood.
But that's what I'm saying. It just fucks with like your chemical balance.
Dude, as much trauma as he took to his head, like as much whiplash and everything that he. Like I said, they said his brain looked like an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient. Yeah. It was so jacked up.
Yeah.
So what does BJ's look like?
Who knows?
You know what I'm saying? Not that he had as much trauma as
they've had to have it already scanned. They have to have it already scanned. Like I don't see how they couldn't have done it. I'm pretty sure that Dana White said something that he had to have like all that stuff done before he can, and they have to get to come back in. When he got back into the UFC, he had to have gone through all that stuff.
Yeah, but what was his last fight? Ryan Hall, where he got heel hooked?
I think so. Like no, he had another one after Ryan Hall. He had another one. I forget who it was. But like, yeah,
it's a shame to see somebody with BJ's legacy.
Man, and it's the same thing that happened with who was it? There was somebody else who was like that. Like, I mean, look at Mayhem. Mayhem already had issues. He was already crazy.
Yeah.
So like the brain damage didn't help at all.
He's actually certifiable though.
Yeah. You looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking up his. I just want to see what his
last fight.
Yeah.
I know he had another fight. I just forget who it was.
Mixed martial arts career.
Nick Lentz was supposed to fight him.
So he's 16-14.
Yeah, well, look at all the losses. Who was his last fight?
Clay Guida.
Yeah.
It was
Did Clay choke him out or knock him out?
No, it was a
decision.
Decision.
Yeah.
Ryan Hall beat him in
last year.
2.5 minutes. Then a Seaver beat like his last win was against Matt Hughes in 2010.
Jesus. Yeah, that's bad.
And he had a draw with John Fitch. So it's like, and before that, he lost to Frankie Edgar twice.
Yeah.
You know, he had his last win streak. His last 3-fight win streak was 2007 to 2008, where he beat Jens Pulver, Joe Stevenson, and Shawn Shirk.
That's nutty, man. I feel bad for the guy, but at one point or another, someone has to get his stuff, has to reel him in and keep an eye out on him, because this time he didn't hurt somebody else. Next time he could end up hurting somebody else.
Sucks.
And then he had the issues with his wife and stuff too, like
where it was like domestic abuse.
The same thing that Tony Ferguson had too.
Like this is what happens. They lash out. There's something going on there. I really believe there's something going on with his brain. So it's like,
no, well, that's what I'm saying. It's who knows? Like, hopefully they take care of it and they help him out.
Yeah, for anybody listening that knows BJ or you're friends with BJ or whatever, be a real friend, be a true friend, and see if
sometimes you got to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but think about it, guys. It's like,
it's got to be one of those things. Like, he's just a legend on the island, and people feel like they can't tell him. Like, they can't tell him what to do.
He's a legend, and then people are fighting him in the parking lot.
Yeah, that was a whole different thing too. That was a stupid thing.
It was a friend of his too, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like BJ kept on instigating it. The guy was the one trying to like end it. He was walking away, and like BJ followed him outside. Whatever, man. Moving on. This one's kind of sad. Ben Saunders released by UFC. Third time.
You kind of expected that.
I kind of expected that. He's got 4 losses in a row, which I feel bad. Ben is a super nice guy. He trains hard, but this is the 3rd time that the UFC
that's
kicks
awesome.
him out. Yeah,
That's something awesome. That's an awesome accomplishment.
I think he could keep going in Bellator. I think
How
he's
old is he though?
mid-30s.
He's getting
34.
Up there.
Yeah,
But, you know, transition into coaching
I think he's just go back to focusing on
because
jiu-jitsu.
I think he is teaching somewhere.
He's up in Orlando.
Is he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
comes down here like Orlando, Tampa, but he comes down here and he trains down at Henry's once in a while.
At Sanford.
Sanford. But
Which is
no, he's
so
up in
weird.
Orlando. What?
I said it the other night on commentary. I'm like, Sanford MMA is a weird name now
Why?
because all I can think of is Sanford and Son. Whenever I hear Sanford,
Yeah.
I just think Sanford and Son.
How's the theme song go? I forget.
I don't remember. Fum pum 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 up.
No.
Bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da, bum,
Was that
bum,
Sanford
bum,
and Son?
ba-da. Ba-da, 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 bum, ba-da, ba-da, da, 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 da.
You are so monotone. Like just because you go louder doesn't mean you hit a different note.
I did hit a different note.
You're like da da da.
No, I hit a different note.
So yeah, so I think he could probably go towards Bellator and he'd do all right. If I was him, I'd probably try and go into like 1FC and just go have a run at 1FC.
Or just fucking retire.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still young. He could get a good couple of fights.
Is he though? I mean, is he young?
I'm pretty sure he's like
see,
34,
let's
35.
see how old Ben Saunders is.
He was in Tough 2007.
Like, it's been years. So
Yeah.
if you were to guess how old he is, take a guess.
36.
36.
Yeah.
That's old enough, dude. It's
I
like,
don't disagree with you, but listen, if the man
I
wants
think
to
he
fight,
could transition into a BJJ coach at any
I think he
big
could still
program.
compete at a high level of BJJ as far as like no.
Well, that for sure, but I mean, like, become an MMA coach, become like
The grappling coach.
a grappling coach for MMA.
I'm sure that's what he does up in Orlando.
Yeah, so it's like,
But yeah, that was
I'm not doubting his skills. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
dude, why get punched in the face? You're 36 years old.
yeah. They actually released a couple of people. The UFC released a couple of people the last couple of days. So Juana, what's his name? That fought the other night. He got kicked out.
Who?
Juan. Oh my gosh, forget his name. One of the bigger guys.
Juan Tantameda?
Who? Guantanamera is what you were trying to say? No. But yeah, they released a couple of people. The other thing I got for you is Nicky Rod is booked for Polaris Absolute Grand Prix. So they're going to have 8 grapplers compete for $20,000. Guess who else is on that card? Kaynan Duarte. And there's a good chance that they're going to go compete against each other, which would be their 3rd time meeting up. So
I did see Keenan beat him though at Fight to Win.
Kaynan?
Yeah,
Kaynan beat Nicky, yeah.
yeah. At Fight to
Kaynan
Win.
beat Nicky twice.
Tapped him.
ADCC and then Fight to Win.
Yeah.
So this would be a good one, and it's for $20,000. Again, Kaynan clearly is not hurting for money or money opportunities, regardless of whether he popped for steroids or not, which he did.
Yeah, it's like,
What do you think about that? Like, I kind of the whole narking to get a.
well, we don't know that he narked.
I'm not saying he did, but we know that USADA offers that to people. That's why
Do we?
Fabricio. Yeah, it's in the USADA like just statement, and that's why Fabricio Verdum got a suspended sentence, or he got a lowered sentence. That's why he's coming back to fight, because he snitched on people and he got a lower sentence.
I think snitches get stitches.
Like, what would you do if, like, let's say one of your teammates pops and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we found out from your teammate that you take some too here. You need to pee in a cup for us. Let us know. I'd be pissed as fuck.
Well, yeah,
I'd be like, I'd go text his wife real quick, be like, he's cheating on you.
I wouldn't do
All
that,
right.
but like that would be, dude. Why? It's like you're
Self-preservation.
Yeah, but look, you fucked your life.
Don't
okay?
fuck over somebody else's.
Don't fuck over somebody else just so you can lower your do the crime, do the time.
What if, I'm curious, is what if you snitch on someone that you know isn't taking, and then they go to test them, and they didn't pop for anything. You could be like, well, I know for sure he's taking them. I watched them do it. You caught him at the right time. He knew like that you guys were coming.
I don't know. I'd be pissed either way.
Would you still get that suspended sentence? Probably not, right?
No, because
they probably. No. You know what? Take that back. I'm pretty sure it's if you snitch on someone, they test them and they do pop.
No, I bet you it's not. I bet you it's just like, look, just you tell them everything you know. You work with them, and if they're cool with it, they'll be like, okay.
I'd be so pissed. I mean, granted, I don't take steroids anyway, but I'd be so pissed if someone like knocked on me like that, and that was your teammate.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to, like, if you came back, I mean, come back.
That would change everything.
You would come back a marked man, for sure.
Yeah, nobody would trust you.
You would get smashed on a daily basis. Everybody would have to treat you.
I'm listening to Lee turn me on to this book called Gates of Fire.
Yeah, he's been, like, preaching it to everybody.
I'm on, like, 14th chapter, and it's the story that like inspired 300,
mm-hmm.
and what the Spartans would do for each other. I would expect that, like, at the very least, is you don't narc on the people you care about.
Yeah,
at the very least, it's a flaw in your character.
Yeah,
if you do that, and I'm convinced of that. You don't tell on people.
No, snitches get stitches. Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah, it really is. It's a shame if that's the case, but it's like, what are you gonna do?
What situation would you have to be in for you to snitch on somebody?
The only way I snitch is if it's on somebody I don't know, and I'm wrongfully accused. Like, if someone says something about me, and like I get taken in jail, and I'm like, and they're like, you did this. I'm like, no, I did not do this. It's probably this dude. And
so you're snitching for no reason?
No, if they're trying to pin a crime on me,
right? And
I know it wasn't me, and it was like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying
it would have to be somebody I don't know.
If someone's like extorting like you for snitching,
if they're, I'll tell you who I would. I maybe snitch on. Maybe somebody who's just a low down piece of trash. Right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I know.
But you wouldn't snitch on just any person for like the right reason. Like, let's say, okay, they're gonna come in and like kill your dog. If you don't snitch on somebody, would you snitch on that person?
That's totally different.
No, I'm saying
you can't say that. It has to be something different, because I'm not gonna let anybody kill my dog. I'm killing everybody.
I'm going John Wick.
I'll kill him with a pencil.
Yeah, right. Go Joker.
3 people with a pencil.
Is it Kish?
No, it's like, no, I wouldn't. You know, you snitch if you get caught and you're in trouble.
Take it.
You're in the cops' room and
that's what happened.
They're telling you, oh man, they're singing about you. I'm like,
that's what happened to Frank Sinatra's manager. The guy that like I used to work with, like his son or whatever. So everybody knew that Sinatra was in with like the mob. Like, he may have not done anything, but he knew it.
He was friends.
He was friends with everybody, but he knew what was going on. So he got in trouble for a bunch of stuff, and the manager like got in trouble for like a bunch of stuff. And they're like, if you tell us what we want to know, you don't need to go to jail. You won't go to jail. And he's like, I'm keeping my motherfucking mouth shut. And I think he went to jail for like 10 years or something like that. Something crazy. But just because he kept his mouth shut, he's like, nope, keep my mouth shut. Because like anything he would have said would have sent a bunch of people to jail, including like Frank Sinatra. But he just kept his mouth shut. And I mean, what's his name? Al Wiseman, I think was his name. So, like, if you look it up, yeah, he went to jail for a good couple of years.
I wonder if they took care of him when he got out.
Oh, for sure. No, I can tell you they did. Yeah, he took care of him. He still had all his money. He still did all this stuff because he still called, like, a lot of the shots for Sinatra, even in there.
I just, my whole thing is like, deny it. Number one.
If they're coming to ask you questions that they don't know already, I don't know. Wasn't me. If you ever learned anything from Eddie Murphy, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
You deny it. or you just say I don't know, or or you lawyer up immediately.
You just don't say anything.
You don't say anything, and you don't you don't snitch.
See, that's the thing. That's what I always think is funny is like if you watch the videos of interrogations and you see the guys, they'll tell you too. Like they just sit there and they're not even writing anything. They'll just be writing stuff, and like not even asking the person in the same room any questions. They're just writing, and the person will just instantly start talking, just because they're like, "What are you writing?" And like, "Oh, well, it wasn't me, right? It was so and so." So like, there's so many little tricks like that. If it's me, you could ask me a million questions here to Sunday. Nope, not gonna answer. Not gonna answer. Don't know what you're talking about. Have no clue. You ever see the Lil Wayne tape? What's it called? Like not dissertation. I guess it's like interrogation, whatever. And they're like asking him all these questions. Bill Clinton could take notes from Lil Wayne on dodging questions. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I don't know. He's like sitting there. He's answering the questions, but he's not giving them anything. He's like, I don't know. Wasn't me. He's like, I don't recall. And the guy's like,
recall is
the guy was getting so mad, and he's just like, I don't know what to tell you. That wasn't me. I don't know. I have no clue. Then it's like 30 minutes. It's just 30 minutes of him like this, just rocking back and forth on a chair. I don't know.
Knowing your rights is important.
For sure.
And so, you can't, I even in an issue like that, if they were like, okay, no competition, you can't win a world title for 2 years, I'd be like, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody doing steroids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish I did. If I knew somebody was doing steroids, I'd tell you, but I don't know.
The problem with that was when they first...
I've never seen anybody in my gym take steroids.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But, like, the problem with the rule, the way that they have it set up, was it worked at the beginning because they were saying, like, you couldn't do any, like, USADA-sanctioned tournaments. So when they caught Miao, was it they call it Joao? No, Paulo. They call it Paulo Miao. He couldn't compete in anything. And then he tried to compete in some other tournament. They're like, no, you can't compete in that one. Like last minute, they're like, you can't compete in that one because it's a USADA sanctioned one. So it's like it became a whole other issue with that. So they gave him like another like 6 months or 3 months or whatever to this suspension because he did that. Now there's so many tournaments. There's so many just different organizations that you could go grapple, and they don't give a fuck about USADA, that it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt your bottom.
How many tickets you're going to sell.
Yeah. Like, they don't give a shit about your fucking, like, juice or whatever's going on. All they care about is those tickets. If you want to put on a show, put on a show. But, man, if you can sit there and go and compete at all these, like, tournaments, even if you come in second, you get paid. Shit. You come out of 10,000 here, 2 weeks, you come out 20,000, 30,000, do another one. Why not? Why wouldn't you do it? I would do it.
Not a lot of places are paying that much, but it'd be cool if it.
They're getting more and more.
They're getting more and more. It's awesome, and I wish I was younger.
For sure, I'd go at it. I think if anything, it's gonna elevate the level so much.
I did apply to Fight to Win though.
Did you? When's that?
It's coming in April.
Damn, it's too close.
For what?
For me to try and apply.
Why?
Because I'm not going to have time to train the way I want to train for it.
You got 2 whole months.
That's not a lot of time.
That is a whole lot of time. Most fight camps last 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's when you have time for a fight camp.
Yeah, but that's a full-time fight camp. If you can't get...
Who would you want to compete against?
I don't know. Whoever they can find. Old, somebody above 35 would be preferable.
Why, you wouldn't want to take on a young blood?
I don't know if I can. I might be able to. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
Because these kids are training all day long, every day.
Oh, that's enough time for a fight camp.
Well, no, it's different. It's different. I don't have the ability and
You're looking a little lean there, though. I think you do pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You've been lifting?
I've been lifting a lot. I've been swimming a lot.
Yeah, you're looking a little lean. Shirt's a little saggy there.
Been dieting.
Well,
just eating my
your man
meals.
boobs definitely got smaller. So either the muscles withering away or you're leaning up.
It comes down to everything with me is diet.
What are you down to now?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You know.
I don't ever weigh myself.
You're probably at 268.
I don't know.
When's the last time you weighed yourself?
I don't know.
Are you afraid of the scale?
No, not at all. I just don't think about the scale. The scale doesn't mean anything to me because in my division, they don't even weigh you in. You'll find out.
Yeah, I guess I just walk in.
You just walk in, and they check your gi, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm fighting in the same division.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just walk in. All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You can walk in eating a sandwich.
Oh, that'd be so great. I would love that. All right, well, we got to get going. I got to go rest up. I'm feeling a little shitty right now. But don't forget to check out our sponsors. And I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us online. Follow Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. Follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ. Follow me at Saunders Marketing. Hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you guys next time.
And the notifications bell.
Hit the notification bell. Get your ding dong on.
You kidding me, boss?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding